I'm out here kind of playing around a little bit, killing some time, getting ready to go in for the day and throwing this jerkbait. I got thinking about something I learned years ago. I'm going to pass on to y'all. I learned a big lesson that weekend. I'll be talking about some old school jerkbait fishing stuff. I'll be right back. 61 years old. Most all my life spent in the outdoors. And I've learned in the last year, just the last year, you understand, how important good eyewear is. No more headaches. No more fatigue after long days on the water that I suffered through for so many years. I thought it was part of the game. Good solar B.A.S.S sunglasses have made all the difference in the world for me, y'all. I can't believe I spent that many years suffering for no reason at all. Solar B.A.S.S sunglasses fixes the whole thing. Oh, by the way, it also helps me catch bass like that. Ha ha ha. So I've been sitting here in my bait making room. It's a wet, nasty, cold front April day. Can't all be pretty. That start of the video was the lake was way too windy to do a good video. I have enough sense to know that y'all can't hear me. So I'm gonna talk about that. Been here making baits, having a good time. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Making baits, pouring plastic. I'm gonna sell some stuff pretty soon. Something I learned about the jerkbait. It was a 96 B.A.S.S Central Invitational at Lake Ozarks I fished. I did a couple videos on this a year or so ago. And I drew out with Jim Bitter the second day of the tournament, which for most people would have been the greatest draw, but I was like in top 30. He was second place, the absolute wrong direction to draw, and that's another story I've told. So that's another story. But when you're fishing with a guy that fishes for a living, and Jim Bitter was the top of his game in 1996. He was winning top 100s. He was always up in the numbers. And I learned a very important thing about jerkbait fishing. It always was funny to me that a man from Florida was known for fishing a jerkbait. Here's the deal. We went up the river. He stopped about 4 miles short of where I was starting my fishing. So we're kind of fishing the same stuff. He's a little more, just a little different area, maybe a little bit different water visibility, but not much. The point is the water was stained. It was mid-April. It was not dirty water, but stained. I was fishing dirtier water up the river, but still, I would say the best visibility we had all day was 16 inches. Most of it was 12 to 15. It was really good for that time of year. And he's throwing a jerkbait. I would never have thought. In 1996, I'd been fishing jerkbait a long time already. And I considered myself good with one. I was good with one. I ain't clear water, because that's the only place you throw a jerkbait. Jim showed me something different. He was throwing that gold Rogue, the old standard 4.5 inch gold Rogue. Probably an orange belly, but it was gold. Maybe white, whatever, don't matter. It's gold. Plain Jane, simple Rogue. Matter of fact, here in Missouri, for years and years and years, we did not talk about fishing jerkbaits. If you was fishing with one, somebody asked what you was catching them on, you told them, I'm jerking a Rogue. Oh, yeah. To this day, if I say I'm jerking a Rogue, people look at me kind of cross-eyed. Well, I still jerk Rogues. But Jim was catching them in that stained water. Now, he caught his first bass that day, his best bass on a spinnerbait. After that, twitching that Rogue along. And I learned a bunch because I just never would have thought so. To this day, jerk baits are considered cold water, clear water baits. Well, we all know they catch fish 12 months out of the year. You know that, right? It blew me away, y'all, and I was not prepared for that. I had something with me. I've fallen a guy like Jim Bitter, and sometimes even a guy like me back in the days, like falling a freaking vacuum cleaner. You ain't going to do much. I stuck with my jig and my grub, and I scraped together some fish that day. But he caught a limit. I think all he caught was a 5, but 4 of them coming at jerkbait, put him in first place in the tournament going into the last day. That's a whole nother story. I think I talked about that. But anyway, dirty water and a jerkbait. Who'd have thunk it? So I just wanted to pass it on to y'all that in the spring, you always have jerkbaits ready to go. especially when the fish are feeding, which they weren't all that great then. Cold front conditions, blah, blah, blah. But he was catching it with just fishing it fairly slow, but not suspending bait. Just keep moving it, twitching along. And he showed this Ozark Hillbilly a bunch. And I thought I was a good jerkbait fisherman. I was. Jim Bitter was just better than I was at the time. Thank you guys for watching. Just a little story for y'all, because y'all like stories. I don't know why we're not telling more stories. Get away from that FFS crap and the drama and tell stories, because they're mine. And you can't prove I'm wrong. God bless you guys. We'll talk at you later.